Well, Mike LeClaire gets ready to turn our final feature of the night green as they go to turn number 3 and 4. Green flag is in the air. Off turn number 2, they will go for the very first time. Outside is the number 3 of Rick Duskus. There goes the 28 of Burton Ward down to the bottom. Look at this gaggle of cars behind him. Stack them up 3 wide. Pete Schroy to the outside. Tim Bailey stuck right in the middle. And then it's the 1X of Justin White to the bottom side of the racetrack. White skipped there all the way up through the middle. He'll take the spot away. Now Justin White goes to the 4th position to the outside. Got the 57K of Kevin Federer looking at his back bumper as they work outside. Ian Brissett's number 91 down the backstretch. Looking right at the back bumper of the 3 of Rick Duskus down to turn number 1 and 2. They are, 3 and 4, they're side by side. 3-car battle off turn number 4 for spot number 2, and they're going to stack them up and do it one more time. Burton Ward enjoying the fact that he's able to run away from this battle, but that 3-car battle for the spot number 2, it will be the number 1 of Justin White. He'll take over the 2nd spot down to turn number 3 and 4. Ian Brissett trying to slide underneath Rick Duskus. It's the 57K of Kevin Federley. Here comes the X15 of Tyler Bushy. Now Bushy down to the bottom. This is another 3-car battle. This is for spots number 4, 5, and 6 as they work off the south end of the racetrack off turn number 2. Down the backstretch they will go. Federley down to the inside of Duskus in that number 3 machine. Then it's the X15 of Tyler Bushy. Bushy got right under the back of the Kevin Federley ride, had to get onto the brakes to avoid taking him around, so he's going to lose a little bit of ground, but he did a great job to stay off that back bumper. Now he'll square to the inside of the Ian Brissett, number 91. Brissett goes to the top side, Bushy down to the bottom of the racetrack as they'll exit turn number 2, down the back. They get in front of the number 3 of Rick Duskus. This battles for spot number 4, down into turn number 4. Down to the bottom of the racetrack, Bushy's going to get a good run to the inside of the Speedway as they go down this time into turn number 1. Burton Ward, your leader. 2nd is Justin White. 3rd, Kevin Federley. 4th is the X15 of Tyler Bushy, followed by the 91 of Ian Brissett, the 3 of Rick Duskus, the 16X of Tim Bailey, then it's the 33 of Pete Schroy, the 57 of Blaine Nichols, and then the distance back to the 14R of Ray Huto, the 102 of Ray Massow. So good battle shaping out around the field in a couple of different positions. There's battle for the number 3 position off turn number 2. The 57K Kevin Federley out of Messina, New York. He holds on to it. He's going to keep the 3rd spot down to turn number 3 and 4. Tyler Bushy, the X15, the Pink Panther ride, trying to slide to the inside. Is not going to get there this time as they go down to turn number 1. Bushy to the extreme bottom of the racetrack, trying to find moisture on the inside, but Kevin Federley, the 57K, able to keep that thing wound up on the top side, able to pull 3 car lengths down the backstretch into turn number 3. Bushy's going to pilot it right through the middle again, trying to find something on the inside. There is Justin White, your 2nd place car, into the 1X, just came down the front stretch, trying to close the gap on Burton Ward's number 28. Ward down the backstretch right now. His lead advantage is 1.76 seconds. We got caution out on the Speedway. We got a car around over in turn number 4, so yellow flag is going to wave. Yellow flag out on the track. That is the number 57 of Blaine Nichols facing the wrong direction. He's actually looking up the hill. Out of turn number 4, green flag back in the air. Good restart off turn number 2 down the backstretch. Justin White got a shot to the outside. He'll close to the back bumper of the number 28 of Burton Ward. He'll look to the outside. Then here comes Kevin Federley. Federley trying to square it off to the inside, and now here comes the inside. The 91 of Ian Brissett got to the bottom of the racetrack. He'll get underneath the Tyler Bushy X15 machine over in turn number 2. Back up front, here comes the X1, Justin White, last week's feature winner. He'll drive all the way to the outside of Burton Ward's number 28. They'll go into turn number 3 and 4. Side-by-side battle off the north end of the Speedway. White's going to get a run to the top side. May have the nose out in front. He'll take them down to turn number 1 and 2. Burton Ward comes to the bottom. He'll stay to the inside. Justin White's going to get the lead off turn number 2. He'll take him down the backstretch and immediately opens up about a 3-car advantage. Here comes the 57 of Kevin Federle. Now he's going to battle for the number 2 spot as he'll get to within striking distance of the Burton Ward number 28. They swing off turn number 4 down the front stretch. They will head into turn number 1, and right now Kevin Federle trying to go half a groove higher than the 28 of Burton Ward. They work off turn number 2. He'll get right on the back bumper and they'll head down the backstretch. Long backstretch here. They start that swing into turn number 3. Burton Ward about a groove higher than the 57K of Kevin Federle. Federle tried to get a nose underneath, couldn't quite get there. Had to be very careful. He didn't run right in the back quarter panel of Burton Ward's number 28. Now he'll switch lanes off turn number 2, goes to the outside of the racetrack, trying to make it stick on the high side. Can't quite get there, so able to hold him off is Burton Ward. Meanwhile, the number X1, or the 1X of Justin White out in front of the field. White continuing to show the way down the front stretch as he goes down into turn number 1 and 2, a 1.39 second lead over the field as these guys continue to battle side by side off turn number 2 down the backstretch. They work into turn number 3 this time. Justin White is your leader. He'll bring him off turn number 4. Federle all over the back bumper of Burton Ward. That is the battle for spot number 2 as they head to turn number 2. White your leader, Ward second. Kevin Federle third. Fourth is Tyler Bushy. Fifth spot belongs to Ian Brissett. Rick Dusk is sixth. Seventh is Blaine Nichols. Eighth belongs to Tim Bailey. Pete Schroy holding on to the number 9 spot. Anthony Massau 10th. 11th is Ray Huto. And Ryan Rarick rounding out the field. That battle for the number 2 spot continues to be the hotly contested one, the best battle on the Speedway right now. And this time Kevin Federle got to the outside of Burton Ward. Ward to the bottom of the racetrack. They'll work off turn number 4. Burton Ward able to drive right back to the inside, but Federle's going to get a good run off the top side. He'll take the second spot down to turn number 1. Now they go to turn number 2. Ward looking right to the bottom again. Goes to the inside down the backstretch, but now Kevin Federle has found something to his liking about midway through the Speedway. Off turn number 1 and 2, same line in turn number 3. Now he'll let it drift to the cushion on turn number 4. He holds on to spot number 2 as Burton Ward got to look right back to the bottom of the racetrack again. They go to turn number 1 and 2, and right now that side-by-side battle is actually catching up to our leader. Off turn number 2 down the backstretch, they have shrunk that lead advantage to a second and a half as they begin to reel in our leader, but parallel sticks will be coming out this time. Just 2 more trips around the Speedway. Justin White would love to run away and hide after picking up last week's feature win, but right now that battle for spot number 2 is closing on his back bumper in the waning laps of our last feature of the night, down to turn number 3 and 4. Federle's trying to sniff the fumes. We got a car around over in turn number 4. Caution flag is going to come out with 1 lap remaining. Anthony Massau is going to get twisted around in a knot, and that may be the break that the 57K of Kevin Federle was looking for. Off the field, Kevin Federle is going to be right there on his back bumper as they fire off turn number 4. Green flag in the air. Federle to the inside, White to the outside off turn number 2. Justin White's going to get a good restart. They go down into turn number 3 and 4 this time. Now here comes Burton Ward right back into the mix on the bottom of the racetrack. White flag's going to be waving this time off turn number 4. Justin White brings him down the front stretch. Federle and Ward side by side for the 2 spot. Federle holds on to it right now. They work off turn number 2 for the final time down the backstretch. Justin White's going to get a good run down the back. He'll take him down into turn number 3 and 4. Checkered flags will be flying for the final time tonight. It'll be Justin White into turn number 3 and 4. Federle drives to the bottoms, not going to get to the inside. Justin White's going to score the win. Kevin Federle's going to come home second. Third will be the Burton Ward at number 28. They'll be followed back to the line by Rick Duskus in the number 3. And it will be Tyler Bushy behind them as they came back to the stripe, followed by the 57 of Blaine Nichols.